The rain hammered against the windows of the old Victorian house, each drop a tiny drumbeat in the oppressive silence. Inside, Dana, a woman in her late 30s with an oval-shaped face, kind eyes, and dark hair clinging damply to her pale cheeks, shivered. Her long white dress, soaked through from the storm, offered little comfort. She arrived only hours ago, seeking refuge from the downpour, but the house felt less like a sanctuary and more like a tomb. It started subtly, a faint, almost imagined giggle, like the distant chime of tiny bells. Dana paused, attributing it to the wind whistling through the aged eaves, but then it came again, clearer this time, a child's laughter, light and innocent, yet profoundly unsettling in the desolate atmosphere. She moved further into the house. As the night deepened, the giggling grew closer. Dana found herself drawn to the sound, a morbid curiosity overriding her growing unease. Small antique toys began to appear outside her bedroom door. A slightly chipped porcelain doll with painted eyes seemed to stare at her from the floor. A tarnished wooden spinning top lay on its side as if recently abandoned. A small worn teddy bear sat upright, its button eyes glinting in the dim light. Each object was old, subtly unsettling, and undeniably a child's. Fear coiled in Dana's stomach. Cold and constricting, she retreated to her room, the heavy oak door a flimsy barrier against the unseen presence. The giggling persisted, now right outside her door. It was no longer distant, but immediate, intimate. Then a tiny whispered question, barely audible above the storm. "Will you play with me forever?" Dana froze, her breath catching in her throat. Slowly, her hand trembling, she reached for the doorknob. The giggling ceased, replaced by an unnerving silence. She opened the door. The hallway was empty. The toys remained, scattered like forgotten offerings, but the giggling, it echoed from under her bed. A cold dread washed over her as she knelt, peering into the darkness. She couldn't make out a clear form, but there was something there. A suggestion of a small, shadowy presence, and perhaps, just perhaps, the faint glint of unseen eyes in the inky blackness.